Yes, I can already tell it is, oh my goodness. Snoop, you've done it right by partnering with Post because these bags are absolutely a delight to open. Happy birthday, everybody! Welcome to Cerealsly, where we take cereals seriously. My name is Alex, and in addition to running Cerealsly, I am also an award-winning Lego builder. A few years back, I entered a handful of different Lego models into building competitions on Lego fan sites, and incredibly, I won a few of them. One of the competitions I entered was about superheroes, so I built this model based on a scene from the original Avengers movie. And I got third place on that one. Here's one from a Christmas movie-themed contest. I entered this one and I got second place and a few $100s worth of prizes. My finest moment, though, was from a competition where you had to build something Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles related. So I entered this entry based on my favorite arcade game during my middle school years, and I won first place. I won cold, hard cash for this one. Now, I haven't entered any competitions in a long time, mostly because I want to keep telling this story, so I left the Lego competition scene on a high note. Listen, if you've ever parlayed a childhood hobby into real-life winnings, I'd love to hear about it down in the comments. Today on Cerealsly, we're taking a look at 3 new cereals from entrepreneurs Calvin Broadus Jr. and Percy Robert Miller. These 2 scrappy gentlemen are trying to use their upstart ideas to break into the cereal market under the manufacturing name of Broadus Foods. We've reviewed a few cereals from other independent companies before, like pancake cereal from Belgian Boys and the uber-trendy off-limit cereals. Remember those? And I wish them all the best. I actually agree with Misters Broadus and Miller, who are quoted as saying that they believe there's room enough for all of us to be successful. Now, of course, I'm being a little cheeky here because Broadus and Miller are better known as Snoop Dogg and Master P. They are entrepreneurs and maybe small guys in the cereal world, but there is nothing small about them. Otherwise, they are some of the most successful and well-known names in American culture. Snoop Dogg alone is a rapper and a movie star and a television host and a media darling, an ex-gang member and a self-proclaimed cannabis connoisseur and a dear friend of Martha Stewart. So in addition to all that, I am so happy that Snoop and Master P are using their influence to do something fun and good and well-intentioned, as their company is committed to giving a portion of their profits to charities, such as Door of Hope. Door of Hope is a nonprofit in Pasadena, California, helping families who are facing homelessness. Door of Hope works to keep family units together in housing, which is actually really rare and quite difficult. Now, I hope you hear it in my voice. Everything that I've said so far is positive and good, but there is a problem, and I'm actually going to need to show you the cereal to really explain why I have a worry here. All right, friends, in just a second, I am going to show you what we're trying out today. There are 3 new cereals from Broadus Foods, Snoop Dogg's food company. But before I can show you them, I want to tell you about the #1 brilliant hook that Snoop was bringing to the cereal game, and that was the name. When Snoop Dogg and Master P first dreamed this cereal up, it was largely based around a super fun name, Snoop Loops. Now that just makes so much sense and would bring a smile to anyone's face in a local grocery store. But here's the problem. Remember, the reality is that these guys aren't small fries. They are huge moguls of the pop culture world, but they're not cereal makers. So they wisely partnered with Post Consumer Brands to actually manufacture the cereal. Post, of course, makes Fruity Pebbles and Honeycomb and Golden Crisp. They are a phenomenal cereal company with, may I say, the best bags in the business. And you know that's important to me. But not many people know this. They also own Malt-O-Meal. You know, those big bags that people think are generic. They were a smaller company once, now bought by Post. Many of the Malt-O-Meal cereals are versions of more popular cereal types from other big brands. So listen, Post knows what they're doing when it comes to making sure the names of their cereals aren't going to get them sued. And when they partnered with Snoop Dogg, they wisely noticed that the name Snoop Loops, for as fun as it was, would probably get them in trouble with their competitor, Kellogg's, who makes Fruit Loops. Now, rumors on the internet at that time went around that Kellogg's was the one that actually told them to stop using their desired name. But I gotta say, I don't think that's what happened. I don't think Kellogg's had anything to do with it. I just don't think they're the bad guy here. I think Post could foresee a problem and broke the news to Snoop as graciously as possible. They had to change the name. Master P and Snoop Dogg made a video at the end of last year bemoaning the name change. I get that. So I'll also put that link in the description if you want to watch it. But I think Post really did save everyone involved a major headache. But that's where I'm a little let down as we're going into this, because Master P and Snoop Dogg are some of the most creative people in the country, but once they heard that they couldn't use their clever name, it looks to me like they didn't pivot to anything else creative. Now it's time. Let me show you what I mean. Let me show you the first cereal with the updated name. Now these cereals are called Snoop cereal. That's not bad, but it's not anything. And then we have the cereal. This one is called Fruit Hoops with marshmallows. This is their first one. It really looks exactly like Fruit Loops with marshmallows. No wonder Post was worried about getting into a legal tussle. Yes, there is a cute mascot dog, Snoop Dogg dog. Captain Ace is what this guy is called. And then there's like a fun maze activity on the back. It teaches good lessons, but it's nothing especially new. I solved this maze in under 5 minutes, let me just say that. And now let me show you the other varieties and see the theme that we've got going here that would make these things problematic. Here we have, again, Snoop Dogg cereal. This one is called Cinnamon Toasties. It is obviously trying to be a Cinnamon Toast Crunch-ish type of cereal. There is, again, a dog mascot. This one is named Max. That's fine. These are fine. Do you see the problem here? Then there's this last one. Again, Snoop cereal. This one is called Frosted Drizzlers. Actually, kind of like that. I don't know what a drizzler is necessarily, but it definitely fits the mode of these guys. Well, this is obviously a Frosted Mini Wheats clone. But I thought, why not call these things Frosties to match Toasties like the other one? And here is my biggest beef. Why is this not a dog? This is Mr. Polar Bear. Listen, I thought Snoop Dogg, maybe there's another rapper. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe there's another rapper that likes bears. Master P, I don't think that's a bear connection there, but maybe the dog thing extends beyond to other animals. I don't like it. I thought this should be a dog theme. Maybe they chose a polar bear because it's connected to like frosted things like frost, like cold. I get that, but surely there are dogs who live in cold places. Why not huskies or Saint Bernards? If you really want to have a meltdown along with me, head over to the brand website and watch the little animation that they have made for these characters, and it comes with a little song. In fact, let me play a tiny clip of it for you so you can see what made my blood boil when I watched it for the first time.
Yum, 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 yummy for the tummy.
So good.
Yum, 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 yummy for the tummy.
Their opening rhyme is yummy for my tummy. That is the most hackneyed, overused kids' food rhyme in the world. These two guys are world famous for writing incredible, clever, thoughtful, powerful lyrics, and they put that out. It's a 90-second song on the website that is the most grating, annoying thing that I have ever heard. I dare you to watch all the way through it and think otherwise. Now, listen, I am excited to try these cereals. I really want to like them because I believe in what Snoop is trying to do here. In fact, I'm not kidding around with this when I say I, or someone like me, could be very, very helpful to Snoop Dogg and Master P. If anyone knows them, wants to let them know I'm available, that would be great. Because I am not a Snoop Dogg, Master P expert, rap expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I know my cereals. And if given a chance, I would encourage those guys to bring all of their brilliance here to the market they're trying to reach and the people they're trying to inspire. I'd want to encourage them to go beyond that letdown. I get it, that must have stunk. But go beyond the name change, and instead of crowdsourcing their ideas from now on, pull something incredible out from inside. I'll say it again, Snoop Dogg and Master P are trying to do something very good here. They say that they are committed to inspiring economic empowerment by adding diversity into the grocery stores industry and creating opportunities for minority-owned food products and brands. That is so needed and noble. But what do you think? Will these 3 cereals that they've produced be the inspiration they're looking for? Or can our Cerealsly community come alongside Mr. Dogg to help him with a few incredible ideas to launch his cereal dreams into the stratosphere? Today, that's our mission. Friends, it's time to eat some cereal. All right, I am ready. I've got the cereal, of course, that we're going to take a look at. I've got my bowl. I've got my spoon. Today we got the Real Skim Shady with us here. Let us start with what I think is their original intention. This one, the Snoop cereal Fruity Hoops with marshmallow. I'm excited. Let's see how their box opens. Again, these I think are made by Post, legit. So yes, I can already tell it is, oh my goodness. Snoop, you've done it right by partnering with Post, because these bags are absolutely a delight to open. Let's pour it out, see what we got here. Whoa. They are flying everywhere. Let's see. These obviously are fashioned after Fruit Loops or Tutti Fruities, I think the multi-meal version is called. There are some marshmallows. I'm trying to figure out what the shapes are. They look just like stuff. We've got one that's like a green thing, and then there's like maybe it's a guy with a hair on top. What are we looking at here? They're beautiful, they're swirly, they're colorful. So as far as the smell and the look of the cereal goes, it is totally fine. Very run-of-the-mill, that's the problem. Let's give it a taste. Let me see if I can get some marshmallows here. Actually, that's more hard than I thought. Let me see if I can get it all. Okay, let me try this dry. Yeah. Very crunchy, very much the nostalgia of eating a Fruit Loops type of cereal. Let's put some milk on it, see if that changes things. I don't expect that it will necessarily, but let's give it a try here. All right. I think I would bet $1 million that these are actually Tutti Fruities with marshmallows. I don't even know, to come to think of it, if these are different shaped marshmallows than would be in Tutti Fruities with marshmallows, if that's a thing that exists. They taste exactly like what you'd expect, and you will enjoy them exactly as much as you would any other Fruit Loop style cereal with marshmallows in them. Which is to say, very good, but nothing new. Now, as I'm finishing this one up, let me say, I think rap music gets a bad rap for being negative. But there's probably no genre of music in the world that has more ability to point out and deal with, in a real way, social issues. I'm not kidding when I say maybe that's what this cereal could do. Instead of those marshmallows being nothing or being very confusing about what they are, what if one of them were shaped like a house? So that when kids ask, why is one of these shaped like a house, their parents could be challenged to have a real discussion about the challenges that some kids face with homelessness. I think that would be a vibrant, meaningful way for this cereal, again, to mean something and still be totally fun. So that's my take on this first cereal. All right, next up we've got the Cinnamon Toasties. That bag, still very wonderful. I'm really glad for that. That's fun. Wow, again, these look exactly like they should. They even have little swirls on them, baked onto them, so you can feel like you're having an extra amount of cinnamon, which I don't know if they are. I think they're probably just a brown stamp that they put on these. But they look great, and they smell like Cinnamon Toast Crunch should. All right, let me try some dry as we get through this. These are crisper, more crisp than true Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But again, they're probably not aiming exactly at Cinnamon Toast Crunch. These are probably the Cinnamon Toast Crunch multi-meal version. We would have to see if they're exactly the same, but they're so close that they might as well be. So let me put some milk on this, see what it does. I want to like this, and I'm not liking it, but there's no reason for this. There's no reason for me to be eating this when I could get a big thing, because it's not telling me a reason to eat it. Except that I think people like Snoop, but will they even understand that this is coming from him? Maybe they will. It says Snoop and there's a big dog on it. But will they get why he's making this cereal? I think that's what's missing here. Let me taste it now. Yum. Wow, this is really good. Again, Post knows what they're doing with these variations that are just enough different I like this a lot. I've been eating a lot of Cinnamon Toast Crunch lately. They're very dusty to get the flavor out. These are fantastic. A true, dare I say, equal to Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I know that's a bold statement. Hey, let me say this in a positive then. Yes, these are exactly what you expect, but thank goodness Snoop didn't go lower. Thank goodness he actually partnered with a cereal company that could do this well so that he didn't have a substandard Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Can you imagine that? At least he has what is a totally fine echo of what Cinnamon Toast Crunch is. Now, I think Snoop and Master P, when it comes to this cereal, need to do something extremely bold, and here's what it is. I think they need to sit down with the people at General Mills and talk to them about their mission that has to do with Cinnamon Toast Crunch, because I can't be the only person who has noticed, and our review actually last week highlighted this, that General Mills continues to use Cinnamon Toast Crunch specifically to speak to Hispanic and Latino Americans. They have traditional flavors like we talked about last week, tres leches and dulce de leche, but also shapes like churros. Now, that is not an accident. They are validating people in America who are often underserved or unseen by big food companies. What if Master P and Snoop learned from them and thought about the communities that they come from and that they can represent in that same way? What do the kids from Long Beach, where Snoop grew up, what do they love? And can they make a cereal that reflects that? That would be unique and would fly off shelves, I think, and make way more money that Snoop can give away to people in need. All right, before we actually start eating this last one, the Frosted Drizzlers, I do want to give credit also to the box. I know I mentioned that they have a little maze or an activity on the back, but I only mentioned it in passing. They actually have a pretty good lesson. This one is talking about being a person of character, doing things that are kind for other people, and taking a stand. That is phenomenal. And then I don't know if you can see on this side, there's even like, they call it your daily flow. And it's a little poem. I wouldn't say this is Master P or Snoop Dogg's greatest work of writing lyrics, but at least it does get kids thinking about maybe how they could put into words some of the good things that they're trying to experience in their life. So that is worthwhile. Really good, in fact. Also, I do want to make mention that this cereal in particular, for all my complaints, does at least one other thing hugely right. They have been careful, whether that's Snoop, which I doubt, more likely Post, to make sure that this cereal has all the right ingredients so that it's eligible for WIC, W-I-C. WIC is a food program that helps low-income pregnant and postpartum moms and families. My wife and I were on WIC when my first son was born, and genuinely, it was a lifesaver. The fresh fruits, the vegetables, and solid normal foods to fill the pantry were invaluable. Now, I don't know if there's something not allowed about this, but the WIC compliance for the cereal should be huge on the box. It's sort of mentioned near other sources like the ingredients. It should be gigantic. And I think the mascot should reflect that. I think, let me just say this, that it should be a woman, a mom, again, a dog. It should not be Mr. Polar Bear. For what it's worth, even before I eat it, that's the connection I'm trying to make here. Oops, I still have this other one in front of me, so I'm going to put this aside. Get a fresh bowl so we can try these Frosted Drizzlers. Perfect opening, very normal. Great bag, you know I love that. Let's take a look. They look perfect. They look like Frosted Mini Spooners, which are the multi-meal version of Frosted Mini Wheats. Did we expect anything different? No, of course we did not. I'll try one. They're well frosted. That's good. I've actually thought that Frosted Mini Spooners are often more frosted, which is a reason why I really like them. This is a staple at our house. We get those big bags, and probably 50% of the time we have one of those big bags at home. Because of the health halo, we will put these in front of our kids, and they think it's a little healthier than the other garbage I sometimes bring home. It's not wise to eat these dry, to be honest. That can be a risk to how much moisture you have in your mouth, but I'm going to give it a try. Let's do it dry. Takes a lot of chewing. Well, I guarantee you they will be better with milk, but they are totally fine without it. Yum. These are great. These are, like I said, they are Frosted Mini Spooners. or Frosted Mini Wheats in your mind. They will taste exactly the same. That is a fine thing. I think they could have done more. My friend Tony was once again telling me this week that he carries around some of those big biscuit, not even frosted, just those wheat biscuits. He carries around one in a Ziploc bag for a snack. And I told him I could not believe it. I cannot imagine the tolerance level he has for the unfrosted giant version of this. I am so glad it wasn't Snoop, but it was someone else decided, let's make these things tolerable. Let's make them smaller. Let's put frosting on them. Who are we trying to kid? They made these things wonderful. So again, if the question was, do I like frosted mini wheats or do I like frosted mini spooners from Multi-Meal and Post? Of course I do. But that is not the question. The question is Snoop going as far as he could to make this successful so that he can help people in need? I think there's room to grow here. All right. Hey, let's think about review numbers out of 5. How do we do that? These are just exactly the cereals you expect them to be. So I guess let's just do that. Let's start with the base review. If these were any other Multi-Meal cereal, I would give Fruity Hoops with marshmallows a very fun 3.5. It's a totally good cereal. I wanted to eat more when the camera wasn't rolling. Now let's give it a score for did they bring anything new to the table? I'd say no. And I'm going to dock that. I'm going to take it down to a 2.5 because it is nothing new. I mean that in a heartfelt way, that there could be more that could be happening here. Second, Cinnamon Toasties with my man Max here. Again, I would give this an even higher score. This was so good. 4.5 range with just a little bit of a dock for it being exactly the same as things that exist. At least on this one, like the other one, there is a dog character right under the word Snoop. So people can understand why this exists and why this is happening. So that might bring this, to a 3.5-ish range. Finally, we got the Frosted Drizzlers. I got to tell you, these are the ones that I have the most complaint with. I don't think that they went far enough creatively with this. Again, this needs to say something. It is WIC eligible, so it should reflect that. It could be meaningful to people that there would be some diversity in the characters. There are no characters on the back of this box that are women, and I think that's a big miss when it comes to diversity. Again, great activities, great daily flow connection for kids, but I think they could have done better, and it is just a totally fine cereal. So again, Frosted Mini Wheats, we have them at our house all the time, so I'd say as a staple, they're a 4, but dock down to 3 or 3.5 for just not hitting the mark of what these cereals could be. Listen, I am not kidding when I say that the small suggestions that I'm trying to make would really go a long way. I know when I started this, I did not expect for this episode to have that kind of serious tone to it, but I really am serious. I want Snoop Dogg and Master P and anyone with this noble of a vision to succeed. It's ironic that I, a 2-bit no one, want to inspire Snoop to be more creative. I get that. So listen, since it's so ironic, someone let him know, okay? Well, friends, we have done it all. We talked, we ate, we attempted to help 2 multi-zillionaires be more successful so that they could be more effective at helping people in need. But now it's enough. Remember, we gave these cereals absolutely fine ratings. I think it was something like 3 and then 3.5 and then 2.5, whatever, something a little bit lower than that. If you want to try these cereals for yourself, you can definitely find them on Amazon right now at a reasonable price, and I am really hoping that we'll discover them on shelves in due time, maybe with a few needed tweaks. And listen, if you haven't yet, please like this video, would you? It's free. Subscribe to the channel, that's free. And leave a comment with what cereal we should look at together in a future episode. Until then, never be soggy, my friends. Bye-bye.